Good morning to one and all present here. We wish you all a happy feast.
We are Veer Rana and Sanjana Sridhar from grade 11, your hosts for today.
Do you know who we're celebrating today?
Yes, it's Don Bosco's feast day.
He is the role model for all Salesian priests.
Even when John Bosco was young, he lacked a father figure and noticed that many boys his age didn't have the guidance to make something of themselves. That's when he decided to become a priest and mentor the youth.
Before we begin his anniversary celebrations, we would like to start off with a hymn to take the Lord's blessings. This prayer song is a dedication to our patron, Saint John Bosco.
Now let's proceed to the virtual lighting of the lamp.
Lord, make us instruments of your peace. Where there is hatred, let your love increase. Lord, make us instruments of your peace. Walls of pride and prejudice shall cease.
The light acts as a universal symbol of truth, knowledge, and understanding. It acts as a guide, keeping us from stumbling in the dark. We now request you to please stand for the national anthem, followed by the school anthem.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगलदायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Together we can do great things. that's what we're called to do. Salute, salute to Don Bosco. Through him we learn, innovate, transform. Salute, salute to Don Bosco. We'll strive to be like him. Equality is what we believe in. Unified is how we'll win. Giving our best in all that we do, and to always be true. Being loyal to our country, to live with peace and liberty. To trust in a caring God for our well-being. Raising our voices we sing. Salute, salute to Don Bosco. Through him we learn, innovate, transform. Salute, salute to Don Bosco. We'll strive to be like him. We'll strive to be like him. We'll strive to be like
St. John Bosco dedicated his life to young people, promoting the creation of workshops and schools to propose a new educational system.
His motto was to befriend, educate, and help the impoverished.
Presenting you a skit dedicated to his life. The skit has been performed by the students of grade 7A under the guidance of their HRT.
We, Class 7A, now presents to you a skit on the life of our patron, St. John Bosco. Don Bosco, a man with a dream. God sends the world saints when they are most needed and who are capable of giving God's message to all.
And so it was that on August 16th, 1815, when a man was sent by God whose name was John.
Part 1. Young John Bosco. John came to the stone cottage of Francis and Margaret Bosco on the hills of Becce, Italy. Francis died only 2 years after John's birth, leaving Margaret to raise 3 boys by herself.
My dear kids, I know there's a lot of work to do, but please understand that work is a privilege and joy would make the work lighter. Hence, we all need to find joy in our work.
Okay, Mama. Okay, we'll do.
Margaret stood by the boys always. At her knee, John first heard the voice of the master calling him to a special assignment.
Once Margaret and John were walking along the countryside and met one of the local priests. Hello, Father.
John was astonished, as the priest did not speak to him, and that has hurt his feelings.
Mama, when I grow up, I'm going to be a priest and I'll talk to children all the time and I'll do everything for them. Huh?
Relax, my child.
Soon, the child took over completely as God's plan called for. He learned the tricks of magic. He juggled. He walked the tightrope. Then he opened his own carnival show. The show grounds were the field in front of the house, where Margaret Bosco often watched her son at work and wondered what might come of it all.
Part 2. The Call, a Dream. One night when John was just 9 years old, he had a dream that left a profound impression on him for the rest of his life.
John was playing in a field where a crowd of children were having fun. Some were laughing, others were playing, and many were cursing each other. Friends, what is happening? Please stop. What are you doing? Why are you cursing each other? Stop!
John's attempt to stop them failed and he went back. At that moment, a man appeared, nobly attired, and face radiating such light that John could not directly look at him.
John, You need to place yourself as a leader over these boys. You will have to win these friends of yours, not with blows, but with gentleness and kindness. So begin right now to show them that sin is ugly and virtue beautiful.
John was both confused and afraid.
Oh, but I'm only a small boy. I can't even talk to these youngsters about religion. How can you order me to do something that looks so impossible?
What seems impossible, that you must achieve by being obedient and by acquiring knowledge.
But where? How?
I will give you a teacher under whose guidance you will learn.
But who are you?
I am the son of her whom your mother has taught you to greet 3 times a day.
My mother told me not to talk to people I don't know unless she gives me permission. So please tell me your name.
Ask your mother.
At that moment appeared a lady of majestic appearance. She saw John, confused, and hence took his hand with great kindness.
John, look around you.
Oh, where are the children? What is happening? I can see animals in place of children.
Relax, John. This is your field. This is where you must work. Make yourself humble, steadfast, and strong. And what you will see happen to these animals, you will have to do for my children. Look around, please.
John looked again. The wild animals had turned into many gentle lambs. At this point, John was so afraid and utterly confused that he started to cry. I beg of you, please explain to me what is happening. I am super confused so much that I am trembling and shivering.
In due time, everything will be clear to you.
He was unable to sleep that night, and in the morning he went running to tell his family about the dream. His brothers made fun of him, and each one who heard it gave a different interpretation.
Ha 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 ha! You're going to become a shepherd and take care of goats, sheep, and livestock. Enough, Joseph. Who knows? Maybe John will become a priest.
Ha ha ha. He might become the leader of a gang of robbers. Ha 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 ha.
Please stop that, boys. John, don't be confused. With time, everything will be clear to you.
Yes, Mama.
Part 3, a decisive meeting. There was a special sermon in the neighboring parish, and John was among the crowd. On seeing this lively young lad, a venerable old priest, Father Calasso, decided to speak to him.
Hey, young man, where are you from?
From Beachy.
And what are you doing here?
I came to hear the sermon.
Good to see you at the sermon, but who knows how much you understand, poor boy?
No, Father, I understand everything. I can give you a gist of today's sermon.
To clear away any doubts, John gave the whole gist of the sermon, reciting it as if he were reading from a book.
You have a powerful memory, my boy. You should settle down to study. I am already old, but I can help you. Here is a book to read and meditate upon. If you do not understand, ask me for explanation.
Okay, Father.
And from that day onwards, John learned to take a short meditation every day.
Part 4, An Enemy at Home. John was happy, but at home he found an enemy. Anthony was waiting for John as he returned with his books, and war commenced.
Here's little Lord, little professor. We work under the hot sun and he lies under the roof with clean hands. We have to eat polenta while he sips coffee.
It was the same every day. The words changed, but the music remained the same. It became an impossible situation for John.
Mama, I can't read and fulfill my dream if I stay here. Please allow me to leave home and find a place that could be poorer but more peaceful to live in.
Yes, John, I have realized that too. I won't stop you. You may take your decision.
And so, one morning, he left home with his books in search of a nest where he could live in peace.
Hardly did he know the rough path that laid ahead. He had to face a lot of hardship to study. He was truly in a desperate plight. He wandered everywhere to find a place and complete his studies.
Part 5. John Bosco's ministry begins. After a lot of hardships and many years of intense study, finally on June 5th, 1841, he was ordained to the priesthood in Turin. He was now called Don Bosco, as Don is the title given to priests in Italy.
One day, while resting for Mass, the priest heard the sacristan shouting at a poor young boy who had sneaked into the church to get warm.
Hey, you! How dare you get in here? You are back to create disturbance. Get away from here.
Don Bosco intervened.
Here, call the boy back. What are you doing? Put that broom down.
Why, Father?
Because he is my friend.
If that's so, hey, you, come here.
The sacristan leaves and the boy embarrassingly comes over to Don Bosco.
My good friend, what's your name?
Bartholomew Garelli from Asti.
Can you serve Mass?
No,
What do you do?
I am a bricklayer.
Where's your mother and father?
They are no more. I'm alone, an orphan.
Can you read or write?
No, father.
Bosco was stumped. 16, an orphan, illiterate. What could this kid do? How could he reach out to him? Don Bosco had known firsthand what poverty felt like as a child, and hence he did not want to leave this young child in the same condition he found him.
Bartholomew, do you know your prayers?
No, father.
The sign of the cross?
No, father.
Can you whistle?
Yes, I can.
The two whistled and sang for a while, and then Don Bosco taught him some basic prayers. Don Bosco knelt down and recited a Hail Mary. At that moment, the oratory was born. At the end of the lesson, he told Bartholomew to return the next week. In this way, with a simple catechism lesson, Don Bosco's ministry began. Because Don Bosco was willing to meet this young boy where he was able to enter into a disciplined relationship with him. And it all began with one simple question. Can you whistle?
Part 6. The Wandering Oratory. Bartholomew got his friends, and slowly each Sunday more urchins turned up. The army of boys kept on growing, and they needed a place to shelter. The first sheepyard for his flock was the institute where Don Bosco was studying. The head of the institute, Father Cafasso, approved and helped Don Bosco in his work. But others began to complain.
All that noise is a disaster.
Yes, absolutely. They even throw stones around.
I cannot sleep peacefully since the day they are here.
No, it's high time. We cannot suffer any longer. After all, we have to take care of ourselves as well.
Sorry, Don Bosco, we cannot bear this anymore. Please ask your boys to stop coming here.
But
For several months, Don Bosco was not able to find a roof for his boys, but he was not discouraged. He spoke to them in the open air, gathering them together in open fields.
By spring, Don Bosco had succeeded in renting a field. But one day, the owners of the field came along. They looked over the ground, pounded by hundreds of boots, and they called Don Bosco over.
My dear, look at my field. Don Bosco, here you're turning the field into a desert. At this rate, our field will become as bare as the road.
don't worry, gentlemen. My boys will take care of it.
Be patient with us, dear father. But this sort of thing cannot continue. I am sorry, but you'll have to leave.
For Don Bosco, this was a sudden shock. And where could he go? Already he had been thrown out of so many places. Leaning against a tree in a corner of the field, Don Bosco watched his boys running in about and enjoying themselves for the last time, and he broke down crying.
God, please show me the way. How can I take care of these boys? They really need me. Help me, oh Lord.
But just that very evening of that sad day, when he was about to disband these boys whom no one wanted, a gentleman turned up.
Don Bosco, is it true that you're looking for a place to put up a laboratory?
Not a laboratory, but an oratory.
I am not sure what it is you want, but I know of a place. Come and see it.
Don Bosco went, his heart full of hope. It was about a big shed, and alongside was a small strip of land. Don Bosco hurried back to his boys with joy.
Cheer up, lads. We have found an oratory. We'll have a church, a school, a courtyard to play in. We'll go there on Sunday.
Part 7. The Orphanage. Don Bosco faced many hardships and oppositions, but he continued his good work. After some years, Don Bosco became very weak. He went back to Turin as he was not on his own. Mama Margaret had agreed to come with him to be a mother to all his boys. One evening, it was raining cats and dogs. Don Bosco had just finished his tea when there was a knock at the door. It was a rain-drenched and frozen young lad.
Please, I'm very hungry. Can I come in?
Of course you can.
Thank you. I heard that Father Don Bosco lives here and that he will give me something to eat.
Are you hungry? Let me get some tea for you.
Sit down by the fire. You're so cold. You'll catch pneumonia. Sleep here and stay as long as you like. Don Bosco will never send you away.
He was the first orphan to enter Don Bosco's house and hence started the orphanage at his place. Gradually, the numbers increased and more kids started staying at his orphanage.
Soon, Don Bosco came to a decision. He started shoemaking and tailoring shops around. He took a corner of Mama Margaret's kitchen and converted it into a cobbler's shop. The tiny hallway became a carpenter shop. He started teaching the kids. Now there was really no quiet place at the oratory, with all the banging of the hammers. But in the midst of all this rumpus was born the Don Bosco Trade School. To take care of these all, Don Bosco invented a new type of religious order, the Salesian Brothers. Similar such schools were soon built in other Salesian provinces outside Turin.
Part 8. man of poverty. One day, Don Bosco was looking at the plan of the new basilica he was planning to build in Mary's honor.
It's going to be a great basilica, Father.
I know.
If we have to complete the construction by next year, then we have to start the work by this week itself. It would be great if you could make an advance payment.
Let me see what I have. Here you go.
Father, it's only 8 cents.
Don't worry. Mother Mary will build her own basilica. She will find a way.
This was the character of Don Bosco. He lived in absolute poverty while spending millions for the orphans. Such generosity of spirit could not go unrewarded by God, for whom this priest slaved for 72 years of his life. Besides providing for his work, God gave him the gift of miracles, and with his blessings, Don Bosco cured many people.
Part 9. Death in the streets of Turin. The last years were difficult for him. He was old and tired, but he kept up with all the activities of the Salesians, inspiring them to greater achievements of the youth.
Now I go to my rest. I shall never get up again. Do not forget these 3 things, my sons: devotion to the Blessed Sacrament, devotion to Mary, and devotion to the Holy Father.
We will never forget this, Father.
Jesus, Mary.
And thus, on January 31st, 1888, with the names of Jesus and Mary on his lips, he passed away. He was indeed a man of prayer, action, and mission, a man sent by God. Thank you.
Thank you for that wonderful skit presented by grade 7A.
Dance offers a medium of reflection that opens the soul to insight and strength. Presenting to you an ode to the life of Don Bosco.
भज मन मेरे सुना मन तो पुकारे सुना प्रभु यीशु नाम पुकारे प्रभु यीशु नाम पुकारे भज मन मेरे सुना मन तो पुकारे सुना प्रभु यीशु नाम पुकारे प्रभु यीशु नाम पुकारे प्रभु यीशु नाम पुकारे प्रभु यीशु नाम पुकारे
Thank you.
Don Bosco is not only an educational institute, but a community. Each and every member of this community is given value and equal importance. Let's have a look at what some members of our dear Bosco family would like to say.
Hello everyone, I'm Mimansa. I've been teaching mathematics at DBIS. This is my 4th year. When I first joined DBIS, it was a very new experience for me and it has only been a wonderful experience. I love interacting with the students. I love interacting with my peers, and one of the most special things I find about DBIS is that it attracts top quality talent among the students and the teachers. It has helped me grow, it has helped me achieve things I never thought I could, and it has given me satisfaction. What I really like about DBIS is the opportunities it provides to everyone who comes. It is wonderful experience, and we all talk about how happy we are and how everyone is always smiling, and that I think is a reflection of how wonderful DBIS is.
नमस्ते, मैं वैभव चिंचालकर डॉन बॉस्को इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में 5 साल से कार्यरत हूँ। डॉन बॉस्को इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आने के बाद मुझे यह पता चला कि यहाँ का वातावरण जो है वो अन्य स्कूल से बहुत ही अलग है। कैसे? तो जब भी आप डॉन बॉस्को इंटरनेशनल स्कूल में आएंगे तो सभी के चेहरे आपको हंसमुख दिखेंगे। कारण यह है कि यहाँ का वातावरण ही प्रेममय वातावरण है। आप किसी से भी जाकर मिलेंगे, चाहे वह यहाँ का एंसिलरी स्टाफ हो या हमारे निदेशक जी हैं, इनसे जब भी आप बात करेंगे तो आप जानेंगे कि आप सुरक्षित हैं, क्योंकि आप इनके साथ कुछ भी बात कर सकते हैं। और जब आप इनसे बात करेंगे तो आपको लगेगा कि आपके ये परिवार के एक सदस्य ही है। तो डॉन बॉस्को इंटरनेशनल स्कूल एक हमारे परिवार जैसा है। इसीलिए हम कभी भी किसी के पास भी जा सकते हैं और उनके साथ बातें कर सकते हैं और अपने दिल की बातें हम उनके समक्ष प्रस्तुत कर सकते हैं। यहाँ पर कोई भी छात्र जो आता है वह अपने आप को सुरक्षित पाता है, इसीलिए क्योंकि यहाँ पर शिक्षा ऐसे दी जाती है। यहाँ पर पूरे दिन छात्र जो है अन्वेषण करते रहते हैं। और छात्रों के साथ ही शिक्षक भी जो है वो नई बातें सीखते हैं। तो यहाँ पर सीखना और सिखाना ये जो है वो साथ साथ चलता रहता है। तो सिर्फ यहाँ पर छात्र का ही विकास नहीं होता है, एक शिक्षक का भी साथ में विकास होता ही रहता है। दूसरी बात और एक सबसे बड़ी बात ये है कि जब डॉन बॉस्को विद्यालय के बारे में बात की जाती है या कहीं भी डॉन बॉस्को विद्यालय का नाम आप सुनते हैं तो खेल इस विद्यालय की सबसे बड़ी पहचान है। तो सारे जो विद्यार्थी हैं और सारे जो शिक्षक हैं, अगर आप देखेंगे कि अन्य समय में या शिक्षा के व्यतिरिक्त या स्कूल के बाद जो है आप इनको अगर आप ग्राउंड पर पाएंगे तो आश्चर्य की कोई बात नहीं है। यहाँ पर हम शिक्षक भी छात्रों के साथ खेलते हैं, जिसकी वजह से छात्र और शिक्षक का जो यहाँ पर संबंध है अनोखा है। इसीलिए इन 5 सालों में जो भी मैंने यहाँ पर मित्र परिवार बनाया है या मेरा छात्रों के साथ संबंध है, जिसकी वजह से मुझे इस विद्यालय में काम करना बहुत ही पसंद है। और शायद नहीं, परंतु जो भी यहाँ पर आएगा उसे इसी प्रकार से इस विद्यालय में रहना बहुत ही पसंद आएगा। धन्यवाद।
मैं मार्टिन संगटी, यहाँ पे मैं एक एंसिलरी स्टाफ हूँ और यहाँ पे हम बच्चे लोग का ध्यान रखते हैं, पूरा देखभाल करते हैं और क्लासरूम हम सब साफ सफाई करते हैं। यहाँ पे हम एक फैमिली टाइप में रहते हैं। यहाँ पे क्लीनिंग का पूरा ध्यान रखते हैं और बच्चे लोग पे भी पूरा ध्यान रखते हैं। और यहाँ पे हमारे फादर क्रिस्पिनो और मीना मैम, प्रिंसिपल मीना मैम, वो भी हमारे साथ अच्छे रहते हैं। और हमारे बहुत सर ओडिन सर, वो एक टीम जैसा हम लोग को लेके चलते हैं, साफ सफाई में ध्यान देते हैं और कुछ भी शिफ्टिंग रहेगा वो हम पूरा दिल से करते हैं, कुछ भी चेंजिंग। और यहाँ पे सब मिलके दीदी दादा भैया सब मिलके हम लोग काम करते हैं और बच्चे लोग भी हमें अच्छे भैया करके बुलाते हैं।
हाय, मेरा नाम जॉन है। मैं यहाँ 8 साल से जॉब करता हूँ। यहाँ मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। यहाँ बच्चों के साथ जैसे स्विमिंग जाना, उनके साथ स्केटिंग मारना, फील्ड ट्रिप में जाना, बच्चों के साथ घूमना, उनके साथ बातें करना मुझे बहुत अच्छा लगता है। बच्चे लोग भी बहुत खुश होते हैं जब भी हम लोग फील्ड ट्रिप पे जाते हैं और वापस रिटर्न आते हैं तो हम लोग बच्चे लोग को बोलते हैं, जब वो सोने लगते हैं तो बोलते हैं बॉस्को 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 डॉन बॉस्को, तो बच्चे सब जाग जाते हैं और जोर जोर से चिल्लाते हैं बॉस्को 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 डॉन बॉस्को। वैसे हमारे फादर क्रिस्पिनो, हमारे डायरेक्टर, वो बहुत अच्छे हैं। हमें कुछ भी ज़रूरत पड़े, कुछ भी हेल्प की, तो फादर हमें हमेशा हेल्प के लिए रेडी रहते हैं, कभी कुछ भी कहो। वैसे हमारे प्रिंसिपल मीना मैडम, वो भी बहुत अच्छे हैं, वो भी हमें हर तरह का हमें सपोर्ट करते हैं। वैसे रेगन सर और हमारे ओडिन सर तो हमारे बहुत ही अच्छे हैं। वो हमें किसी भी काम के लिए या कुछ भी उनको बोलेगे या कुछ भी मांगे तो कभी ना नहीं कहते, और कुछ भी प्रॉब्लम हो गया तो खुद सॉल्व करते हैं और हमारे साथ खुद काम करते हैं, इसलिए ओडिन सर हमें बहुत अच्छे लगते हैं। वैसे हमारा अंसलरी स्टाफ एक दूसरे को फुल हेल्प करते हैं। अगर हम नहीं है तो हमारी जगह में हमारा कोई और अंसलरी स्टाफ आके वो काम करके जाता है, हम लोग उनके साथ डिस्कस करते हैं। वैसे हमारे ऑडियंस भी हम लोग के साथ डिस्कस करते हैं कुछ भी काम के बारे में। इसलिए मैं अपने आप को कुछ नसीब समझता हूँ कि मैं यहाँ डॉन बॉस्को में जॉब करता हूँ।
Hello everyone, my name is Michelle D'Souza and I work for the admin department at DBIS. Working with DBIS is like a dream come true for me. In the beginning, it was very challenging as it was a totally new working environment. But thanks to all my seniors who helped me sail through, I am blessed with a good team who were and are always there for me. It's been 3 years since I joined DBIS, and there is so much more to learn for me from this beautiful family. I feel blessed and I am glad to be a part of this wonderful group. Thank you.
Hi, I'm Eden Fernandez, working as a studio operator at DBIS. Since childhood, I have always been associated with the Don Bosco Institute. So for me, working at DBIS feels like a home. When I joined in August, I was a little lost as everything around me was new. But thanks to my mentor, Father Crispino, and the management who understood me and guided me on the right path, I'm happy to be surrounded by such a wonderful team of teachers, admin staff, and not forgetting the support staff. So looking forward to learn a lot of things from this DBIS family. Thank you.
My name is Ansel Sarao and I study in grade 9B. I have been in the school for the past 7 years. These 7 years have been very exciting. I'm proud to be a student of DBIS. My friends are so kind and humble that they help me during bad times. Teachers of DBIS are awesome. Their teaching style helps me get better in academics. Bosco writes we are and shall be. Love you, Don Bosco.
I'm Priyana Badani from grade 8. DBIS is more than an institute. The sense of unity and togetherness makes it a family. It's the little things that actually make me feel like Don Bosco is synonymous to a second home. Eating together during lunch, the close bond between the teachers and students, the urge to run to the turf every second of every day, the daily hustle bustle of classes, and the rush of students filing into the corridors after the break. The jealous faces when other students proudly walk towards the turf, and the overjoyed feeling when a class is free. All of these tiny things are the ones that truly bring us happiness. I'm so proud to be part of such an amazing institute. Thank you.
It's been a busy week here at DBIS, with all our students showcasing their creativity and innovation in the form of art and language. Let's take a moment to appreciate all the best work.
We thank you, O Lord, for Don Bosco. In him we see the wonders of your love. You fill him with gifts of nature and of grace to lead young people to their home above. We thank you, O Lord, for Don Bosco. In him we see the wonders of your love. You fill him with gifts of nature and of grace to lead young people to their home above. He was a man profoundly human, open to the signs of the times, and yet he was a man of God. We thank you, O Lord, for Don Bosco. In him we see the wonders of your love. You fill him with gifts of nature and of grace to lead young people to their home above. Enable us to be his doubles, faithful in the service of youth, overcoming hardship with firmness, with hearts filled with your love. We thank you, O Lord, for Don Bosco. In him we see the wonders of your love.
Before we come to an end of this celebration, we would like to thank everybody who lent a hand to make this such a successful event. We would now like to invite our principal, Ms. Meena Saldana, to share her thoughts.
Good morning and happy feast to my dear students, staff members, and parents. From a tiny acorn grew a mighty oak, shielding the weak, nurturing the young, weathering the storms of life in accompaniment. This is the story of Don Bosco. About 200 years ago, there was a humanitarian crisis caused by Napoleonic wars and industrialization. Today, we are experiencing something similar in COVID times and a human crisis of caregivers and workers. starving children, and unemployment. Don Bosco, as a child, knew hardship but not education, as he had to work to support his widowed mother in bringing up his other siblings. His spirituality sustained him in pursuing both employment and education. As we look back into Don Bosco's life, he stands out as an individual who converted the negativity in positive acts. His own sufferings were an experience to build upon and devise methods to help the less fortunate. We have heard of the legendary Robin Hood, his skills at archery, and a noble heart for the poor. Robin Hood, as told in many stories, robbed the rich to take care of the poor. Don Bosco could have also inspired his followers in Robin Hood style, but he did not, because he believed in empowering the youth with education to lead a happy and gainful life. He founded the Salesians of Don Bosco to assist him in his cause. He focused his attention on the orphans and child laborers who were exploited due to their lack of education and missing the guidance of a parent. Like a true parent, Don Bosco developed teaching methods based on love rather than punishment, a method which still today is practiced by all Salesian institutes. This method is called the preventive system and has been acknowledged as the best approach in reaching out to a student in creating an environment where learning is not a chore but a joy for all. We have all noticed that all Don Bosco schools always have a big ground where children can play and express themselves, and lots of co-curricular activities to develop all the skills that are required for a changing world. His vision was to shape individual character through academics, sports, community service, music, and leadership, and this will never be forgotten. DBIS is planning an inter-school month in August next year to celebrate 50 years of the existence of the Mumbai province. And we will be inviting our fellow Don Bosco schools as well as the international schools for this event. This event will be organized by the students and staff of DBIS. Ms. Adele Almeida, who's in charge of the event, will be telling you all about it at the coming assembly. I would also like to thank Ms. Riesel and her Class 7A for the beautiful assembly and the entire events team headed by Ms. Hemangni for organizing the celebration today. Thank you, Shannon sir and Ms. Andrea, for taking the responsibility of the feast celebration, and all our DBI students who were a part of the event. Let the corridors of DBIS echo in unison the name of our patron saint, Bosco, 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 Don Bosco, and a happy feast to each and every one of you. Thank you.
Thank you, Miss Meena.
Now inviting our director, Father Crispino D'Souza, to address the assembly.
Good morning to everyone present, and a very happy feast of our father and founder, Don Bosco. A Don Bosco feast is a very special occasion in every Don Bosco institution. I remember my days in the boarding. We would rise early in the morning to music. Then we would have the Eucharist, followed by a very good breakfast. And then we had lightning tournaments. It would come to lunchtime, and after lunch we used to have a housey. And in the evening, we used to put up a 3-act play for all the benefactors and well-wishers of the institution. And the whole day would be filled with so much of fun and activity that every year we used to look forward to the feast of Don Bosco. This year, the 31st of January 2022 is very special for Matunga because the Mumbai province to which DBIS belongs to is celebrating its Golden Jubilee. Not only that, the Don Bosco High School, from which the Don Bosco International School took its birth, is celebrating its 80th year. We'd like to wish the provincial and the provincial councillors and all the fathers and brothers of the Mumbai province a very happy Golden Jubilee. And we'd also like to wish the high school staff, students and parents a happy Oak Jubilee. We have quite a few of our parents who have studied in Don Bosco High School. Now, why is Don Bosco so special? Let me tell you one last story. You know, Don Bosco, little Johnny came home one day all bruised up, and his mother, when she was putting medicine for him, told him, "Johnny, why do you go and play with those boys? You always come back hurt and bruised." And you know what little Johnny told his mother? He said, "Mother, whenever I am with them, they are good. They do not give bad words. They try to behave in the best possible manner." Truly, Don Bosco, even when he was young, was a very good influence on his companions. The beauty of Don Bosco is that not only he led a life of sanctity, he also helped others on the road to sanctity. Today we have so many saints in the church who belong to the Salesian family, followers of Don Bosco, his own Salesians, his boys who have become saints like Dominic Savio, and some of his close collaborators and followers. If there is one thing we can imitate from the life of Don Bosco, is not only that we ourselves live holy lives, but we help others who come into contact with us also lead a good and holy life. A very happy feast of our father and founder, Saint John Bosco.
Thank you, Father.
As we come to an end of this exuberant celebration, let us remember what Don Bosco said. Do not lose any time. Do good. Do all the good you can, and you will never regret doing it.
Here are your hosts, Veer and Sanjana, signing off. Thank you, everyone, and have a great day. Happy feast!
All hail to you, Don Bosco. You were so young.